And kind of like before you knew you were going to begin this career, like what's something that you didn't know about it? What's something like you wish you would have known before?
Man, that's a loaded question. That's pretty tough. Um, Gosh, I wish, man, that's a lot. You know what? Nah, that one hits hard because there's a lot of moments that I felt was like really tough on kids, and I expected a lot that maybe I shouldn't have. And there's a lot of kids who were going through personal problems that I felt they should have overlooked. And so I think, okay, the biggest thing, if I could pick one, it would be to understand that everyone goes through situations differently in their lives. So me coaching, since I was younger, even when I was a kid, I would help other kids out, around my age, but give them rides, spot them like we were talking about earlier, right? They had like teammates, I would spot them and stuff, and just they're homies of mine, man. Like when my boy Rafa was working, he had it rough, and I would go eat and stuff, and I'll spot him. That's my boy, and even to this day, if I ever see him, like I rarely see him because he's always working, um, but yeah, okay. If I was to think one, it would be that everybody goes through a situation in their life differently. Like I have this meme that I look at, right? It says it has these two dogs. It has one dog that's really tall and a really short one, and they're both equally leveled on the mud they stepped on, right? And they're both white dogs. You can see like the mud like visually. So one dog is really tall, so the mud barely gets up to like his dog elbows. I don't know what they're called for them, but an elbow. I think they're elbows. I don't know. The dog elbow, right?
Yeah.
But it's still an elbow, right? I don't know. It's because anatomy is different for a dog. so, so one of them, the mud goes up to his doggy elbows, and the other one, because he's small, and I love animals, so it goes up to like his neck almost, right? Like his shoulders in mud. And it says how deep is the mud depends on who you ask, because everybody goes through it differently. So I've coached kids that like their parents split, or their mom dips out, their dad dips out, they don't have either, and usually those kids are really dedicated, and I don't know why, but I just really like helping those guys. And I never had that issue, so I can't really empathize, but I do sympathize, because I have cousins like that, I guess. But my parents were always together. I had a good foundation in my family, but I've always felt like I had to help those people. I don't know why. I guess it hits my heart, and so there's kids that it would be difficult for them, like when they have like situations in their family, and I would be like, nah, you can't miss practice. Nah, you can't miss this camp. I paid a bunch of money for this. You can't miss this. And now it's like, man, like, because I would think about it like, it's not even that bad of a situation. Like, there's other kid that I knew with that same situation went through it and is not, acting like a big crybaby like you are. And now thinking about it, it's like, man, but everyone's different. It hits everybody a little different, no matter. And I think that goes with any situation, right, in life. Is like everybody deals with it differently at a different point in their life, and so that for me would have been a really good one. Um, Also being a little kinder. I talked to my high school coach when I started coaching. When I started coaching high school, I started coaching at Marquez. I still have a shirt. I love the shirt. It has Seabass on it, right? One of my top wrestlers on. You get to see that. See that in Marquez High School. That's why I started a program there, right, with my drilling partner. This is how your friendships go in wrestling, right? My best friend Brian Maldonado. Me and him started up this program along with this other guy is really cool. He's a homie too, Joseph Padilla. He came on Exatron. I don't know if you've seen this guy. He came on Exatron a couple, I think like a month ago. So the three of us started this program at Linda Marquez, and so I went and go ask my high school coach, because there's things I disagree with him, but he was still a coach and he still got me in wrestling, and he made us tough. He did teach us a lot. Oh, like this guy, what he needs? I think he needs to do something here. All right, so he Buzz. I'm sorry, but if you're outside, we got practice going on, and so he he told me that if there was one thing he could have changed, it would have been to be more forgiving with kids, because you never know what they're going through. Because he was really mean, and he was very like everything about wrestling, everything in your life, and which was good. We needed discipline, we needed to have focus, but there's times where you have to forgive. You have to know that they're just kids and they're gonna make mistakes, and that's something that earlier in my career I wish I could have, because there's some kids that were really good that probably could have gone a little further if I wasn't so mean and strict. Like, hey, you quit, you never come back. Even though I quit and I came back, or